There's an 8-mile stretch of Route 28 that runs from this corner here in Dennisport to the Rotary here in West Chatham, where drivers will pass by 6, count them 6 post offices, 6 zip codes, and 6 different places for people to utilize the services that each location has to offer. While they may come in different shapes and sizes, the one common thread among them is the fact that they are all rural offices. And aside from the little PO here in South Harwich, they all rely on rural carriers to deliver their mail and parcels. The sights and sounds of these uniquely square vehicles on their routes are as much a part of the American experience as 4th of July fireworks, apple pie, and baseball. The USPS is one of the largest U.S. civilian employers with over 635,000 workers. And from that number, roughly 129,000 of those employees are rural mail carriers. So maybe working for the post office is also a part of the American experience.
When I came here to the States, I came here on a work program. And on the side, I did CNA. So after that, I'm like, I need more for myself. You know, I need more. I can do better. So I applied for this post office. And when I got here, the postmaster then, she told me, she was like, Crystal, it's hard. Is this something that you want to do? It's very hard. It's physical work, and probably you're not going to like it or whatever. And I'm like, I like it.
And while there may have been a little bit of desperation and false confidence when she first said it, Crystal Bailey did like it. Enough so that she held several positions with the Postal Service before becoming the postmaster, right back where it all started here in West Harwich. Of course, that title comes with several hats to wear in this small office, one of which is that of rural carrier, a position she still relishes.
It's fun. It's fun being out there, especially in the summer. You know, it's hot, but we have the beaches down by the waters, and you're driving by and you get the breeze from the sea. And I'm a person, I sing. I love to sing. So I'm in my truck and I'm driving and I'm singing. I'm delivering each box and I'm singing. So people will hear me singing on the street. It's very happy. I love it. When you're out there in nature, it's just a refreshing feeling.
It should be noted that no carrier just hits the road when they get to the office. There's a lot of prep involved, and the day starts early in all kinds of weather. Everything from receiving the day's mail and packages to dispersing and sorting it all. To the untrained eye, it may appear a bit tedious. But when things like organization and accuracy are paramount, it's a necessity. What I'm doing right now is casing the mail, and this case is what ties every post office in the United States together. They say if I can case the mail in West Harwich, then I can do it in West Yarmouth, or West Dennis, or even West Covina. How do I know this? I'm a postal carrier myself.
When you get in the office and you case your mail, step by step, you get everything correct. So when you go out and each box you put your mail, you set it up in a certain way that, you know, when you go on the street, there's like hardly no mistake. You're delivering the correct mail to the correct address and so on.
The fleet of carriers that the public gets to see out on the road daily tends to know what they're doing and can move with great efficiency. But for those just starting out, there's definitely a learning curve. It's pretty steep, and not everyone makes it. As a veteran of the system, Bailey has these words of advice.
I would say just stick with it. It will work out in the end. You just have to work hard, and after getting training and stuff like that, you'll find your own way, how you do it, because everybody does things differently. But you have to just work hard at it, keep at it. It's not easy.
From her early days as a part-time mail carrier up to present day in her current position as postmaster at the 02671 post in West Harwich, Bailey has become a real fixture in this community. It's been an interesting journey, but at one point, it was a journey that almost didn't begin.
When I started at the post office, my daughter was supposed to undergo brain surgery. That same week, I was supposed to start my training in Boston. And the recruiter, I spoke to her and she's like, let me know when you're ready, and I'll put you in the next lineup. And every single day, she called me. I was in the hospital with my daughter in Boston, and every single day, she called me and she checked on me to make sure I was good. And right then and there, I knew that I'm in the right place. It's a hard job. but I found a family here.
The Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is a nonprofit. We started in 1991, and the idea was that fishermen were concerned about their livelihoods and fish depletions, and they didn't feel like they had a voice at the regulatory table. So the Fishermen's Alliance started to give fishermen an opportunity to have a voice both at the local, state, and federal level, and we spent a lot of time advocating for habitat protections and sound policy decisions, and we also championed for a seat at the New England Fishery Management Council. So for the last 30 years, we've been working to really advocate and to lift up small boat community-based fishermen here on Cape Cod. So the main mission is to join community members, scientists, and fishermen together so that we can promote sustainable fishing practices and healthy, vibrant fishing communities. And so we really support a healthy marine environment. We want to make sure that the regulations match the science, and that will allow young men and women to continue for generations to come. We also believe in cooperative research, so engaging fishermen with scientists in our region so that we can have a better understanding of our ocean environment. And we're really proud to work with community members and to do economic development programs, such as training the next generation of young men and women, or also helping feed insecure people on the Cape through regional food banks. Some of the programs I'm really passionate about is our Small Boats, Big Science. So that allows scientists from our region to come and speak to community members about the latest and greatest advancements in science and how they work with the fishing industry to understand our changing climate and our environment. So that allows community members to ask scientists what's going on, but also allows fishermen in the room to have a better understanding of the ocean environment that they're fishing in. We also have Meet the Fleet, which I love. It allows a local chef and a fisherman to talk about a particular species. So the fisherman will give a day in the life of what they went after, how the gear type works to harvest a particular species, and then the chef will prepare a delicious sample for the community members to try. And so it allows them to ask the chef how they prepare something, what type of ingredients, so that they can feel confident at home to buy local and then feed their families local species. We have such diversity of seafood here on the Cape, and so encouraging community members to try new species that they might not have had before is a helpful way of supporting local fishermen as species continue to move into our waters. We also have a fishermen's training program. So that is something that we advocated for many years in DC through the Young Fishermen's Development Act. So that provides free training to young men and women to get into the fishing industry. And we have worked last year with the Brazilian community. We've also worked with high school students. We've offered kind of advanced training such as welding, but it's an opportunity to get more young men and women or new entrants into the fishery and to show that it's a viable way of life. I think fishing supports both part-time and full-time workers here on the Cape, and so finding ways to bolster that is really important here. Another program we have is our Small Boats, Big Taste program. And so that started in 2020 when there was food insecurity challenges exacerbated by the pandemic. And so our goal was to help feed people in need through local regional food banks, but also allow fishermen to continue staying on the water. So our first was our haddock chowder, which was a great success. And then ultimately we moved on to a Provençal fish stew, which is made with local winter skate. And that's a tomato-based, dairy-free stew. It's delicious. And then we have a clam chowder. And so the purpose was really that if you were at a hotel and you needed to feed your family and all you had was a hot plate or a microwave, you were able to feed your family a nutritious, delicious meal. And so we worked closely with the Greater Boston Food Bank, with capabilities and other local regional food banks here on Cape Cod to make sure that we were helping feed people who needed it. And that's something that we're really passionate about. At the core of the Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance is our healthy marine environment. We think it's really important to have healthy, vibrant fishing communities, but also a healthy ocean ecosystem. And some of that is in terms of sensible fisheries regulations and policies, such as habitat protection. We're very passionate about Atlantic herring, which is a forward species that's a critical link in our food system. We also believe that promoting working waterfronts and giving access to fishermen to be able to have a successful business will ensure that young men and women want to get into the industry and see a viable future. Something that I'm most proud of at the Fishermen's Alliance is making sure that fishermen's voices are heard. Fishermen, especially small boat community-based fishermen on Cape Cod, are like farmers where they have to choose to go fishing on good weather days. And it often means that they are having to compete with large corporations who can send lawyers on their behalf. And so my role is really making sure that fishermen feel confident that when they're going fishing, they are able to, feel that someone has their back at that regulatory table. So to get involved with the Fishermen's Alliance, you can visit our website at capecodfishermen.org. We definitely encourage folks to email us directly if they'd like to volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers. We do have a peer host program where we have people that educate the public about commercial fishing at the Chatham Fish Pier, and that might be another way for someone who wants to just learn more about the commercial fishing industry. Commercial fishing is an important part of our blue economy here on Cape Cod, and if people do not know, we have 15 towns on Cape Cod, and each of those towns has a vibrant working waterfront and commercial fishing industry. I think oftentimes people may not realize that many fishermen are from multi-generational families. Their grandparents have done this, and they want to continue to pass on that tradition to future generations. This industry is strong both historically but also currently, and it's an opportunity for young men and women or people who are interested in the industry to be involved. We are excited at the Fishermen's Alliance because we are ensuring that there is a future for commercial fishermen so that they can feel confident in their business planning and be able to successfully harvest and provide local delicious seafood to their community members. I think many fishermen take a lot of pride in that, and that's something that we are always supportive here at Cape Cod Commercial Fishermen's Alliance.
We opened 19 years ago. It started out as just a bakery, and then we transformed it into also doing breakfast and lunch, and we also do wholesale, wedding cakes, birthday cakes, all kinds of stuff. Everything here is made from scratch. I've always wanted to own a bakery. When I was 15, I told my mom, I remember I was in the kitchen making Valentine cookies, and my mom and I were having some fun, and I looked over at her and I said, one day I'm gonna own my own bakery. And from then on, it's just been like tunnel vision. So some of the things here are like staples. We never stop making the blueberry scones, the French donuts, chocolate chip cookies, and of course blueberry and coffee cake muffins. I want to say that it kind of evolved on its own by the way that what customers were asking us for. And like as far as brownies and bars and things like that go, we like to rotate through the seasons. And we will always have like some of your traditional ones, like the regular fudge brownies, chocolate peanut butter bars, magic squares. Those are the ones that people can pretty much guarantee they're going to be able to get when they come in. And then the drinks it's a seasonal thing, and we also will go through and look out on social media and see what's trending and what's happening, and then we try to take our own twist on it so that we're not directly just making the same thing as everybody else. We're getting into a time where everybody's becoming a little bit more conscious of the ingredients that are going into their food. And we've always been very conscientious about that. Like, I don't use any high fructose corn syrup in the building. Like, we don't even sell drinks that have high fructose corn syrup. We use unbleached, unbromated flour. We use Domino sugar, real butter, real eggs. So the product that you're getting is made from, ingredients that are not the ones that you would see lower down on an ingredient label on the side of a box. So I do know that brings people in. We wouldn't be able to survive without the community here. In the wintertime, it's definitely more of like a personal, social event, if you will, when people come in every day. In the summertime, we don't see a lot of our regulars, to the point where if we see one of our regulars come through in the summer, we're like, what are you doing here, you know? How did you get in how did you get here, you know? It's a totally different vibe in the off season, and I enjoy the community that it definitely brings and creates, because we're such a small population here in the off season that you really do start to get to know your neighbors and your customers, and you develop these relationships with them, and it becomes like a family. You know, we have at times like called some of our customers to make sure that they are okay. And they're like, oh no, I'm sorry, I was on vacation. I'm like, you gotta tell us when you go on vacation for 2 weeks. We haven't seen you. It's definitely a roller coaster. There's no money being made in the winter. It's all about cash flow and maintenance and making sure that you're ready for the next big season so that you can produce enough and be financially successful enough to carry you over in the off season. It's all about budgeting, and if you can't foresee like a huge snowfall or something horrible happens in the world and everybody is devastated, like you don't know what's coming from day to day, but you kind of have to focus on your passion, and you have to try your best to stay driven, and sometimes it's okay to like slow down. Be easy on yourself and just kind of be okay with how it is here. So we have to take the good with the bad in that way. When the community comes back out again in the off season, and that's where passion is. That's where the emotions are. That's the drive. That's what feeds you. It's not, the summer will feed you like monetarily. The off season will feed you with the community and the love, and that's what keeps you going. You know, we're not becoming millionaires by owning small businesses. Anybody that owns a small business, it's because it's what they love to do. But we wouldn't have anything without the community for the locals and the regulars throughout the year. Those are the ones that keep you going.
On Cape Cod, mosquitoes aren't just an itchy nuisance. They're part of a much larger environmental and public health challenge. For nearly a century, the Cape Cod Mosquito Control Project has worked to keep mosquito populations under control, protecting both residents and the region's ecosystem.
So we are a state, quasi-state organization that is charged with managing the mosquito populations in all of Barnstable County. So all 15 towns are members of the Mosquito Control District, but in the wintertime, from about October through April, we're doing water management. So mosquitoes develop in standing water. They need standing water. They lay their eggs on or around standing water. The larvae are in the standing water, and then they pupate in the standing water, and then they fly. So in the wintertime, what our crews are doing, opening up ditches, opening up pipes, making sure that water keeps moving, and also allowing access for the predators to get into those places so that they can feed on the mosquito larvae. The fish are great for taking care of the mosquito larvae.
So basically what we want to see in the spring is water that built up from snow or heavy rain get as much into, whether it drains into a pond, into the bay, as much of that out as possible. So a lot of that's clearing waterways, clearing debris that either washed in, or this winter a lot of trees fell, and something like that, if we don't take care of it, even, you know, like a 10-foot section of tree that fell into a creek could hold back thousands of gallons of water that could create a massive mosquito problem in the spring. So we spend our winter addressing all those things and try to get everything ready.
Standing water, whether in wetlands, ditches, or even a random backyard container, is where mosquitoes begin their life cycle.
It could just be a kayak, a children's pool, things like that, bird bath, of course, garbage can lid, old tarp, all these little things, and you'd be surprised too. One little pool of water could have hundreds of mosquitoes, and just from like a garbage can lid.
In the summertime, and we've just switched over a couple weeks ago, we apply a pesticide that targets mosquitoes in their larval stage. So we don't spray anything into the air. Our crews will go out, they'll do sampling for mosquito larvae in standing water, and then if they find mosquito larvae in those standing water, they will apply a product that kills mosquito larvae. So for the most part, we're using a bacteria, BTI. Mosquito larvae are filter feeders. They've got lots of little hairs. They're grabbing up things like algae, bacteria, whatever's in the water. And when we put that bacteria in the water, which is very targeted towards that type of an insect, mosquitoes only, especially at the levels we apply it, they'll grab up that bacteria, it'll go into their gut, it creates a toxin that kills mosquitoes.
The goal is simple: reduce mosquito populations before they reach levels that impact daily life. The project also monitors mosquitoes for diseases.
We're also looking at the diseases that those mosquitoes might be carrying in our area. So we're doing surveillance throughout the summer we pick up traps. Our entomologist, Aubrey Paolino, goes out, she puts out the traps, she brings in the mosquitoes, she identifies them to species, and then she transports them to the state labs for testing. So we know what's going on, monitoring for any diseases that might pop up in the mosquito population, especially West Nile virus, Eastern equine encephalitis.
The Mosquito Control Project does make house calls if you are concerned about the mosquitoes on your property, but there is stuff you can do before they arrive.
My first thing would be to go around your yard and make sure you don't have any containers holding water. My other thing is, if you want to make sure that you're not getting bitten by mosquitoes, and sometimes you can't control them yourself, and you can call us. It'll take a couple weeks before they'll all go away. If we show up and we look for the problem, we'll take care of the problem, but it won't immediately get rid of the adult mosquitoes. You should wear a repellent if you're going to be outside, especially after dusk, because the mosquitoes that are flying then are the species that are potentially carrying diseases like West Nile virus or Eastern encephalitis. I always tell people that if you're going to put a repellent on your skin, you should check the label of that repellent. Make sure it has an EPA registration number on it. That means that it's been tested to be safely used on skin, and it's been tested to be effective against ticks or mosquitoes, because I know people on Cape Cod are concerned about ticks as well. I see a lot of natural products out there that are being marketed as mosquito repellents. If they don't have that EPA registration number, it means that they have not been tested for either safety or efficacy. So I would suggest that.
The Mosquito Control Project office is located at 86 Willow Street, Unit 7 in Yarmouthport. You can contact them at 508-775-1510.
For so many women, fitness can feel intimidating or scary or feel like it's built for somebody completely different from you. But at Quench Training for Women, the focus is different. It's about building confidence and community in women over the age of 40.
I created Quench because I grew up in the fitness industry. My mom had 3 of the women's only gyms on the Cape that I spent a lot of time at. And during that time, I noticed a lot of areas that women were failing at, just because there's comfortable areas that we go to. So we like group exercise, and we like to go to cardio. But what we've learned over the years is that strength training is just such a massively important thing for women to be doing. And we really wanted to create a comfortable and safe space for women to come learn how to lift weights correctly so that you could live a long and healthy life. What makes us different as a gym is that we kind of overcome the two biggest obstacles we face when it comes to fitness. So one, you'll always have an appointment when you come see us. And that's just intentional. On the days that you're like, I don't really want to come to the gym, that appointment just keeps us on track. Two, when you come to us, you're always going to have a trainer. And I do that intentionally just as you're getting started working out. It's super important to make sure you're doing things correctly. But long term, if you're not seeing results, you're not going to want to keep coming. So that trainer is there to give you that baseline education, but as you're getting better, as you're getting stronger, it's that push, so that you can start to see yourself getting stronger, your clothes are starting to fit better, you're feeling better, your energy's increased, your stress has gone down, all of the positive side effects of working out. I think the hardest thing that women experience when thinking about fitness is, that decision to get started, because it's super embarrassing and hard to kind of reach out and ask for help. So, I'm super aware of that, and we are very cognizant of that, of new people and coming to try the gym. Our tagline for Quench is satisfy your thirst for life, fitness, and community. So when building the gym, having an opportunity to give back, it was a super important thing for me. So community here kind of hits a couple different buttons. So we do a lot of things in the gym, like we have book clubs, and we actually have a Mahjong club that we just started. We hang out, we drink coffee, we have parties and social events all the time, with really an opportunity for the members just to meet each other. I think as we get older, or I'll speak for myself, as we get older, it's just harder to find friends. So, being able to find women that have the like mind and the same ideas, it's important to find that space. Here, we are Team U, so we work around your schedule. We work around your, where you are on your fitness journey, I like to say. So, we figure out where your strength is. And really, we guide you super slow and simple, because I feel like when we decide to work out, you are like, oh, I'm gonna go join a girlfriend that's been working out, for the last 3 years, and you go to a class with her and get your butt kicked. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sore, I can't move. So we like to go the other way. I like to get you comfortable in the gym, show you that you can do these things, so that you are like, oh, I am not as out of shape as I think, and I can finally be successful in fitness.
Hey, I'm Kayla. I was an intern at Cape Media Center back in 2019, and that experience totally launched my career in media. And I'm Destiny. I was right there with Kayla in 2019, learning everything from camera work to editing and loving every second of it. The staff here at Cape Media Center were always hands-on and always willing to answer our questions, especially with our final project. We created a series of videos called the Blue Economy Project, where we dove deeper into how the ocean plays a vital role in Cape Cod's economy. The series was well approved, and we couldn't have done it without the Cape Media Center. Fast forward to now, I'm working in live music production and have even worked at venues such as Gillette Stadium and Fenway Park. And I actually came full circle. I'm back at the Cape Media Center, this time on staff. Cape Media Center gave us the tools, the confidence, and the real-world experience to chase our creative goals. It's more than just a media center, it's a launch pad for your future. Start your story at Cape Media Center in Dennisport. Cape Media Center, your voice, your vision, your community.